Ow! 19th annual Halloween show, Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy.
Gary Player complaining. Honey pooping on fourth green.
Watch out for that lightning.
Don't break your clubs on the ground.
Oh, I love this song. It's a great song. Good choice, Hop. All right.
Welcome back. Halloween show, 19th annual Halloween extravaganza.
So, as you know, I love history. I do love history. So these are legends at certain golf clubs around the world. So there's a legend at Victoria Golf Club, which is up in Victoria, British Columbia. Victoria's awesome. You ever been to Victoria?
I have
Victoria's
not
beautiful,
been there,
man. I would love to go back there.
And it's a clever name for that place.
It is, and it looks like, not that I've ever been to London, but it looks like London. The buildings, the architecture, plus there's Cuban cigars everywhere. You can.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, just buy them anywhere.
I think I have somebody died by the cigar.
So the legend goes like this. The story goes, in 1936, Doris Gravelin was murdered by her estranged husband after a nighttime meeting on a golf course. On the course, actually, the Victoria Golf Club. Her body was not to be found until 5 days later when a caddy noticed her body along the shoreline of the bay of the 7th hole. Police deemed the crime a murder-suicide as the body of her husband, Victor, would be found by fishermen a month later.
Wow.
Now, the ghost of the woman in a white gown has been reported to hang around the course near the 7th hole, and this is reported by the Victoria Public Library. So it happens many times, like with many different people.
So this isn't just one person sighting. This is a multi-sighting.
Said she will rush towards people and then disappear. She also exhibits a variety of other behaviors. One night, for example, a man saw her. She was out walking on the course. He turned around again, and she just was facing him. Every time he turned, she was facing him. Wow. So it was almost like he couldn't.
He's like a mirror. She's like a mirror in front of him.
And after completely boxing him in, she disappeared. On another night, the woman was out walking the course with a group. A wild wind suddenly sprang up, blowing at them from all directions, despite it being a perfectly calm day. Some of the group became very frightened. As the woman hung back from the rest of her group, she felt someone with a cold, clammy hand take her hand. Oh, I just got the chills.
That was me, buddy.
She assumed one of her friends was needing comforting, and then she noticed that all of her group had moved on, and she had moved, and she was alone, and that the hand had then disappeared.
Do you want to hold my hand?
Maybe.
Okay, I'm here for you.
So that's one. Wow. Of them. There's another one. I'll say one
more. So if you have a 5 on that hole, is that a boogie?
So check this out.
I was going to say boogie.
Yes, that was good. This is local. You'll appreciate this one.
I appreciated that one,
actually.
Ready? That was a good story.
This kind of creeps me out because I grew up here. Pasatiempo Golf Club.
Nothing rolls like a ball, buddy.
Legend. This tip came from a Facebook page, according to Gary Lynn. The ghost of Alistair McKenzie walks Pasatiempo. Nice. It does make sense that if McKenzie were to haunt any course, it would be Pasatiempo. Although McKenzie did design Augusta National and Cypress Point, Pasatiempo was where he decided to live, and his house still sits right next to the 6th hole, and we've seen that.
Absolutely.
Let's see here.
I think I hit a ball into his yard. No kidding. Remember, it's on the left side of the par 5.
Here's what's interesting, too. According to Ken Woods, a PGA professional, a head professional at Pasatiempo, McKenzie's ashes were spread all around the golf course.
Cool. That is pretty cool.
Anyway, he said Scott Hoyt, who I actually know Scott Hoyt, he's been there too, general manager of Pasatiempo. He said he's never heard of McKenzie's ghost being seen on the course, but they always feel like there's a presence.
Remember, yeah, that's pretty interesting. And Julie Inkster, is she the one that lives on that golf course right there? A little on the dogleg left. She lives right on the corner of that dogleg.
Yeah, I think it's a whole
fun golf course to play, bud.
16. 15.
Well, I remember Mackenzie's house. I remember that house.
I think it's 15. It's right next to, right at the beginning, right off the tee on the left. It's all covered with netting.
It's pretty.
Because it's such a narrow hole.
It's pretty interesting. During the break, Mike, you mentioned, I asked you, what do you think the most common causes of death and stuff on the golf course are? And there's natural causes, heart attacks by far. There's just a lot of people playing golf, and You know, and there's many heart attacks, but from nature or not from a heart, for some outside agency, not from the inside of your chest, but otherwise. You mentioned you thought it might be lightning. And it's not in the top, but I do want to share this because I found this is very interesting. It says the National Weather Service estimates there are 25 million lightning strikes and flashes in the United States each and every year, killing hundreds of people. 58 of them annually are golfers on average. That's a lot. It's a lot more than I thought it would be.
Wow.
So
That is a lot.
as a show and as golfers, and you know, we're not in an area that's prone to have a lot of lightning storms. Or in fact, very few. But there are so many areas that I've worked at in the past that lightning was quite frequent. And there's a few. They have a few shelters and things, and you know what not to do. So, can you give us some tips, Mike, of if you're playing golf and a storm quickly approaches and you sense thunder, and you can hear thunder, and then you sense a storm is coming. What do you do, man? Tell us. Help us out here.
First thing you need to do, step one, how to avoid lightning. Abandon your golf clubs. Metal and graphite clubs are conductors of electricity and should not be held or carried. So, like if it's lightning starts, don't just raise your iron up into the sky.
Just to say, hey, try to hit me. You don't want to do that. Don't mess with it. All right, that's good advice.
Number two, seek shelter immediately.
Where, though? That's a key, isn't it?
A sturdy building offers the best protection. Avoid sheds, isolated trees, and convertible cars. Oh, I'm going to hop in my convertible.
You know, dang, I wish I brought the top today, but I'm going to be in the car.
They won't protect you from lightning. Also avoid water and hilltops, as these can increase chances of being struck by lightning. Step number 3 on how to avoid lightning. If no building is nearby, get inside a hard-top automobile. Roll up all the windows. Do not make contact with any metal inside the car. Do not get in a golf cart. It does not offer lightning protection. I didn't know that, by the way.
Yeah, you thought the rubber tires would kind of do it, but
Yeah.
I guess not.
I always thought you were trying to do things to avoid being the conductor from the ground because
Right.
the lightning hits the ground and then shoots back up.
Unless it hits from top down. I mean, that's a good question. So go. Okay, so get out. Don't go in your cart. I'd get in your cart and get the heck out of there.
Yep.
I mean,
If you're stuck out on the course, find a low spot on the ground away from trees, fences, and poles. If you're in the woods, take shelter under short trees. Ooh, I don't know.
you know, being in the woods, and you brought that up, is the wrong place to go, people.
Yeah.
People do it because, it's windy, so I'm going to go get shelter. But a lot of these deaths, these 53, where lightning strikes that hit trees, branches fell and hit the people below. So it wasn't electrocution as much as it was
Oh,
from
the
lightning
trees
strike.
explode.
Yeah, exactly. The
So you've
sap and the
got,
stuff explodes, and
yeah.
but that's because they're near trees, and it's common sense. You know, I'm going to stay dry. I'm going to get underneath this big old tall tree with my 6-iron in my hand.
Number 5, make yourself the smallest target possible. If you feel your skin start to tingle and your hair stand up on end,
Say goodbye.
squat on your balls. I mean, the balls of your feet. Place your
Does
hands.
it say squat on your balls of your feet? Yes. It does? How do you get onto a ball of your foot?
I got a little picture. Place your hands over
What are
your.
you doing
your
over there,
Arnold on
Arnold?
green.
Maybe Arnold thought there was a storm coming.
It might have been. Place your hands over your ears and pray to God.
Do not poop on the green.
Lower
Does it
your-
say that?
Oh my gosh! Lower your head between your knees. Like if you feel the
If
tingle
it's
going,
coming,
oh
say
my-
bye-bye.
It would be horrible.
Your hair stands up on your
Could
arms.
you
You're
imagine
done.
that?
Yeah.
like
that's-
it's just pouring rain and like what if even
all of a
if
sudden,
you're oh,
you start glowing.
Mike,
Mike, Mike! Billy, what?
That's the same thing like in
Would you
horror
keep
movies
playing?
where you hear somebody where somebody like you're watching a horror movie and somebody's hiding like around the corner of a fence and the monster or whatever's just around the other end of the corner of the fence and you're just sitting there and you're going
feel it coming.
feel it coming. Oh, it's the
Well,
worst.
have you seen that famous picture that was taken just before the two people were struck by lightning and their hair was standing up? They were on a rock up in like Joshua Tree or something, and they were up in the mountains. And the person taking the picture, their hair was standing straight up. And seconds later, they were hit and died. And that's the last photo. Have you seen that picture? It's creepy, man. Have you seen that picture, Hop?
Yes, I have.
Crazy, huh? Oh, just
Yeah.
it's so.
Did the person taking the picture die
I don't
also?
know that answer, but I know they were hit. but certainly right after that, because it was.
Imagine nowadays, because everybody takes video.
And they had long hair too, standing way up.
Imagine if you were taking video when that happened.
So, Hop, you said something, and I cut you off. What were you saying?
Oh, nothing. You were saying about squatting on the balls of your feet, and I said the exact same thing you did. That maybe it was, he was trying to do an Arnold Palmer.
He was Arnold Palmer.
Well, number 6 explains
I
it
got to
now.
go Arnold Palmer now. That's from now on.
Number
It's just
6 is
bad.
do not lie down. Stay on the balls of your feet to minimize contact with the ground. And see, that's where
Why not
I
just go on
thought.
your one tiptoe. If you were a ballerina, you're
Yeah.
up on that one tiptoe.
Do not crouch with your hands on the ground. See, that's where I thought, like, if you got into a golf cart because the tires were rubber and your body is not touching the ground, then you're going to be okay. Like, you're not a conductor as long as the cart's not.
There must be a reason they say it. So if
Doesn't
it was me and you standing in a field, I'm going to get hit first, huh? I'm bigger than you. So you're good. I'm done.
You think so?
Well, it says get as small as you possibly can. I can't get small. Not as small as you can get. I'm done.
Is there any kind of documentation that any of these tips have actually saved people from being struck by lightning?
That's a great question.
I mean, because it just seems like if you're going to get struck by lightning, you just shrug your shoulders and say, it was a nice run. I'm done. It's like, what can you do about it?
I think staying out of the trees is a good advice, and that may have saved many lives because that's where most of the deaths happen.
So here's
falling branches is what kills the big limbs and the exploding tree. That's what really kills people.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and it's the thing is, like, a lot of the storms in the Midwest they develop and they go through so fast. Like, there's no time to even really get out of the way in a lot of these areas. It's just.
And when I mentioned 53 die a year, that's from related to lightning strikes. It's not just they were struck. It's the explosions nearby the trees branches falling, things like that.
Good stuff.
So, yes, a happy show, man. Loving the show.
Isn't it? We'll be right back on the other side, guys. Dave Schimantel, Clubbing with Dave, slicksticks.com. You guys listen to Golf Talk Radio with Mike Billy. Check us out on golftalkradio.com for our podcasts and sponsors and all that good stuff. We'll be right back. Stay with us.